Oh, riddle me this. What does the Merciless Cell do?
Oh, I know this because I actually use it. It does additional wound
What?
It does wound damage when the behemoth is down on the ground.
You use it?
Yeah.
No!
Drop timing for the week. This drop timing, I was using 1% danger meter, pop potions and hop on in.
Mine was probably about that because I was doing 20 seconds to 23 seconds after landing in and then starting the pots, and it puts him in about the same place.
The whole point of this is just to get him to walk around the Aether vent so he's closer to you, so you don't have to walk up to him.
Koshai is one of the weeks you do want to wait for the behemoth to walk around close. Sometimes it doesn't matter that much because you can also just teleport in and still get a boop right away, but in general that's not the best idea.
And this is only for like top times. It's just you're really just wanting him to jump as soon as possible. If you don't care about the extra like 3 seconds, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, just teleport over to him, jump in whenever you want.
Builds for the week. We both actually had the same exact build for this week. It was 6 Overpower, 6 Predator, 6 Rage, 6 Rage Hunter, 3 Aetheric Attunement, 3 Conduit, 3 Discipline, 3 Wild Frenzy. I also had someone last week ask me to start linking the builds in the description, so those will be down in the description, by the way. This build, I think it fits in a lot of damage with the Overpower, Predator, Rage Hunter. It's pretty much all the damage you want. The only thing I'd really want to get in here would be like 3 Berserker, but this build already fits in a lot. It's pretty much the exact same build as last week, except you're getting Predator instead of Berserker because there's no bees.
The Overpower and Rage Hunter uptime are huge, so of course you want those, and then it comes down to that tech slot where you put Wild Frenzy or Berserker. Honestly, it could go either way, but the same thing I've said the last weeks, you got small windows, get the damage in where you can, Wild Frenzy or Berserker.
I'm big on board the Pangar Lantern this week because of the stick scenes, keeps them at bay, and then also that Frost proc to keep them down a little bit longer.
Yeah, I've done some runs with Emberman Lantern and Pangar, and a little bit of Drask, but it's not needed because the shock comes just fine. So, Ember versus Pangar. Pangar is definitely more damage, and it's more consistent. It keeps the Styxians away. But if you really want to be sweaty, Emberman is better. Barely.
Potions for the week. I highly recommend the 3 regulars, Frenzy, the Blitz, the Aether Drive, unless you're having trouble with the jump boop, and then just bring grenades. It's not a huge deal, and you can get that second boop with the teleport if you do the U-turn boop.
The Thick Skull makes it completely redundant to run Stagger Pot, and you get plenty of boops anyways, so there's no point. The AA Tonic is huge, again, in this fight. You get a bunch of charges with your Pangar Lantern or Ember, and then, of course, Blitz and Frenzy are the staples.
How do you feel about Pylon, actually, instead of Aether?
I tried a little bit of Pylon solo, but you have to put a second one. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult trying to keep him in it, so I don't think it's worth it.
Viable weapons for the week. I think it's another week with a lot of viable weapons.
Strikers are good. Hammer is great because of concussive salvo. Chain blades. So last cycle, Koshai's boop was a damage threshold. It wasn't supposed to. So if you do jump light attack, it didn't do anything because you wouldn't reach the damage threshold. But I heard that works really easy this cycle.
So strikers, hammer, chain blades, all viable. Axe looks viable. I saw Captain Maelstrom already get his sub 2. This guy's going off with Axe.
Sword is amazing this week. This is like the best trial for Sword. It's so much fun.
Yeah, booping with Sword is like so satisfying, man.
Yeah, either the jump light or the avenging overdrive. Spicy.
Dude.
If you guys haven't played Sword, this is your week to try it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so much fun.
Repeaters, the only one.
It's so extremely rough to play repeaters. I tried Marksman Chamber, Salvo Chamber with weighted strikes, some full bore. It's all rough because trying to brawl him doesn't really work because of his hitboxes, and he'll always feed you boops whether or not you want them. So he's like jumping around all over the place, and you can't keep him down.
And you also have to break through his shield with repeaters attacks because his shield blocks projectiles.
Yeah, so full bore can break that pretty quick, I found, but then you're down a full bore, and your damage is still too low for you to have, like, you can have your teleport and 3 grenades, and that's it. I don't think you can kill him in just that, and if you do, congrats, dude, you're repeater's god.
Stakes in your run or improvements you're looking for. I know for my run, the biggest thing for me is just hitting that third boop would have easily gotten me a sub 1 minute run. Unfortunately, I did not hit it, and I got 13 extra seconds because of it.
The 51 was pretty good. It's just like getting fast boop at the beginning is like the big one.
Yeah.
So for sub 50, I had to do that and tried some Evermain Lantern. I critted 4 out of my 7 primaries. So that's kind of gross.
Jesus.
You can't really beat that too easily. But I couldn't think of anything to improve until you mentioned getting that shock proc or getting the Malkarian teleport out of the way because of the animation lock. So I think if I did that, that's maybe like 2 seconds off.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, not much improvement, but a little bit for the strategy inside the arena.
Bait those boops.
Yeah, the main strategy is getting those boops. So for a fast run, you're going to need to get 3 boops. The rest of the time, he's just on the ground. If you're not going for a speed run, you want to sit far away from him, like pretty much outside of his tail range, but not too far away that he can throw spikes at you.
Yeah, like a body length away from him, in front of him, obviously.
And then just hit those boops and wail on his head while he's down on the ground.
Koshai's, he's got a really aggressive attack cycle, so you can't brawl with him, like, at all. But that also applies to his boops. His boops are, like, always ready to go as soon as he recovers from one. So as soon as one recovers, you have to get away from him to go bait another one and get him down again. And there's your DPS windows.
You want to explain the jump loop?
Yeah, so strikers actually have a really long window between, like, when you need to press the buttons for your full combos. So you start a light attack, you pause, wait for the boop, and then you jump and finish your combo. But the problem is, if you move, like if you walk forward, it'll cancel your combo and start a new one. So you'll do like a heavy attack in the air rather than finishing your Spirit Barrage combo. So you have to stand completely still and just not touch anything, and then you'll get the combo pretty easy.
Top times for the week. I think the best solo time possible would be maybe like 45, 46 seconds.
Yeah, I was thinking like low to mid 40s.
Top time for groups, I think it's 28 seconds right now?
26. So
26.
What they told me about that 26 was they had a 5-second boop, like for the first one. So that means it's kind of like Scrave Week again, where the times are kind of determined by how fast the behemoth aggroes to you at the beginning and gives you the boop. So they said that with that 5-second boop, take that down. It could be like low 20s, maybe a 19.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially with what we were seeing with like Carback, I think maybe top time like 21 seconds.
Yeah, that's what they said. I like that number.
What do you think top 5 times are going to be for solos? I'm thinking sub 50.
Probably
seconds.
sub 50. Oh, 53. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, maybe. It just depends who pushes.
I don't want to say sub 50 because that's a little bit sweaty. I think people can do it, but I don't think people will.
Like sub 53, sub 55. We're pretty much already there, I think.
Yeah, sounds right.
Just some more people need to get their sub 1s in, and we're good.
Exactly.
And then groups is going to be a bunch of like sub 23s of people trying to get the 21 that we mentioned.
Yeah, I think top 5 for groups would be like sub 25 easily.
And then top 100, it's going to be another sub 1 week for groups, probably. Just kill them before Aether with all the boops you can farm. And then solos, maybe sub 2.
You think only sub 2 for groups? Or for solos, I mean?
Because if you let him Aether, the fight gets kind of annoying. Like he starts going underground and whatnot, so he wastes a lot of time. And it's not hard to get a few boops and just kill him slow.
Yeah, I was thinking like 130 for solos, depending on how competitive people get.
Yeah, maybe.
I think if it's not very competitive, I would say sub 2.
I'm pretty sure top 10 is like not even sub 1 right now, so people are going a little slow right now.
I think people are getting maybe trying a little bit too hard right now without the grenades. I think once people start using grenades and just getting good times, I think the top times will tighten up, shorten up.
Yeah. So maybe sub 130. I could see it getting there, but I'm gonna say sub 2 for now.
And then I think I would agree with groups with it being about sub 1. I think maybe a little bit higher, maybe like sub 110, something like that. A little bit past 1 minute.